Welcome to another episode of the Business of Security podcast. I'm your host, Lawrence Snow. The purpose of this podcast is to focus on the business side of security, to share ideas, tips and advice, and how-tos on networking, technology, marketing, and tools you can use to successfully grow your business. Today's topic is stop being stupid on social. But first, for those of you that are new to the podcast, let me do a brief overview of why in the world is there a Business of Security podcast. I've been in and, for the most part, around the security business for close to 20 years. In 2008, I started my company to help EP and security businesses with web design, internet marketing, and over the last few years, social media. I want to help security businesses succeed through their online presence. So many security websites are lacking the basics, and now with social media, there's even more of a way to succeed or fail miserably. The podcast is to help those security businesses that are looking around at their competitors and saying, we need to do more with our website. We need to get on social media. Or maybe you're just starting out in the protective services business as a per diem contractor or subcontractor. So my goal here is I share my tips and advice and provide you with information so that your business can succeed online. It could be from tech-related gadgets to how to formulate a business plan. If you have any questions or comments about the podcast, please send me an email at lawrence.snow@gmail.com or call the podcast hotline at 781-369-5185 and leave a voicemail, which I will air on future episodes. So, on to the main topic. Stop being stupid on social networks. It's a mouthful. There are several components to you being on social media, right? You have the networking, word-of-mouth marketing, sharing ideas, sharing values to others, enhancing and growing your brand, all positive, business-oriented stuff. Good stuff. Then there is the personal side. Selfish, narcissistic selfies, pets, children, kicking your feet up on relaxing on a summer evening, sunsets, parties with friends and relatives, a whole boatload of personal side stuff, all on your personal side brand. All shareable, mostly all positive, if you were thinking about brand, but it isn't really business-oriented. Unless you're in the business of selfish, narcissistic selfies, then I guess it would be business-oriented. I'm all for the transparency and authenticity that's going on here, right? When it comes to you, who you are and what you're all about. But please don't mix the two. Business and personal sides, they're completely different. You are two distinct different people, business and personal. You have to remember to keep them separate. You are a security service provider, an EP specialist. You have been to specialized training. You should be thinking and seeing things differently with a keen eye on those that want to do harm. So think of it like this, in a slightly similar to a police officer situation. When you put on your EP hat, you are held to a higher standard. So when people see you on social media acting like a goofball and not being professional, it's gonna affect your brand negatively. People expect you to act in a do the right thing only mode because you are a professional, you are a specialist. You've done things, you've had the experience, you have the history. And when you're being a goofball on social media, it's going to negatively impact you. Here's some examples. So when I start to see posts and tweets like check-ins at airports when you're on the job, during a job, or even while doing an advance, complaints about long work days that you just ate at your favorite restaurant, pictures of beer and broads, I'm just shaking my head. And I'm thinking to myself, what the heck are they doing? What are you doing? How you are negatively impacting your brand is what you're doing. And my head is on my forehead right now. I don't understand why it's going on. I don't know what it is that compels professionals with years of experience to make these sorts of posts. I mean, is it boredom? Is it really a compulsion? A need to be seen or heard? Perhaps it is what I have heard lately, that the youthification of society. I don't know, that's pretty dramatic, but is it the definition of this is it like a 40-year-old man now acts like a 27-year-old, like a 27-year-old did 20 years ago? Is it psychological? Is it physiological? Is it to satisfy your ego? Perhaps it is that itch to look at a smartphone every 2 minutes or more, or the ease of use to take a photo, a tweet, or post. Perhaps a combination of all of this. I don't know. Now, to be fair and brutally honest, I post pictures of my dog, my child, and a rare selfie. And just a couple of weeks ago, I posted an image of a wild rabbit my dog was about to eat for lunch. Although I'm using my personal accounts, I still ask the same question. Why the heck am I taking a picture of this for Instagram? Am I posting this for me or for those that are followers and friends? I mean, what does it say about me? What does it say about you when you post those types of pictures? These posts and photos have an effect on your brand, your very character of who you are. Perceptions are made of how you work, and if you are posting your location when on the job, potential clients or others in the business that might hire or fire you won't be doing that. Why? You were telling people where your principal or the event is, and that is something a security professional should not be doing. Your argument might be, well, I only post that to my friends on Facebook. Well, guess what? It only takes one quote-unquote friend to share that post, and next time a job comes around, you're not going to get it. Your reputation is all you have. Despite the overwhelming surge in EP jobs after 9/11, it is mind-boggling, it is still a close-knit community. And with just a few phone calls and a social search to find out what you are really like on and off the job, you probably won't get the phone calls for gigs anymore. So, here is my advice. You can take it or leave it. Keep your personal side offline. If you can't separate the two anymore, and I am struggling to do that myself, just don't post it. The temptation is too great. Minimize your quote-unquote friends. Cut ties with those friends and folks who you follow. I find myself slowly detaching my personal self from Facebook. I have cut my quote-unquote friends in half. High school, college, even a few EP professional guys and gals. I ask myself a very hard question. What value do they bring into my professional and personal life, and what value can I bring to them personally and professionally? I don't need friends who post what they ate, their latest boyfriend problems, how many miles they ran, what training they're conducting, what piece of clothing they bought, what gun ammo combo works best, what watch I'm wearing, what socks do I need, what shoes should I wear. I don't need it. It is a complete distraction. And in the throes of running two businesses, I don't need distractions. I think it would be good for you to clean out the distractions in your social world. Really take a hard look at your Facebook friends, Twitter followers, Google circles, etc., and cut them down. Cut out those that just don't bring any value. I really suggest to create a business page on LinkedIn and Facebook and a business Twitter account. Make this the hard line to force you to post only business-oriented posts. No selfies, pics of watches, what you ate for lunch, who your client is, that you're out doing at events and check-ins and all that crazy stuff that's going on right now. Instead, share your insights during your work that provides values to others. Share these insights, comments, and etc. after the fact, perhaps in greater detail without naming names. Make it a learning exercise for others. Bring that value. Make it even a blog post. What I learned out on the detail is not what they teach you in training. How simple of a blog post could that be? And it would probably help a lot of people. My second bit of advice here is do a gut check before clicking on that post button. Is this something I should be sharing publicly? Is this something that will help my brand? What will be the perception? Ask yourselves these questions. Will those that read this understand my point of view? When all else fails, delete the social apps from your mobile devices while working and reinstall after the shift detail is done. I have just this week deleted Facebook off of my phone because it is a complete distraction. Complete and utter distraction. So take a really hard look at where you are in the social world. All right, on to the question of the week. Now, this is a tricky one, and it has to do with the alphabet, so be prepared. If you are hired by Company D, as in dog, and the Company D is a subcontractor who is hired by Company C, a subcontractor who is hired by Company B, a security contracting business, who was in turn hired by Client A. So you are fifth down on the list. Do you put down on your resume that you personally worked for Company A, Client A? Or do you put down on your resume that you actually worked for the subcontractor, Company D, the company that actually hired you? To be clear, your job was to watch a car for 8 hours in the parking garage. You didn't interact with the client. You never met Client A, only with the company that hired you. Would you put down on your resume or share with others in your network that you provided protective services for Client A? Here's my answer. No. I don't think you should put down that you personally worked for Client A. To me, it's borderline fraud. Maybe I'm a bit aggressive on this, but I have seen numerous resumes with the statement of, I protected the President of the United States, or Bill Gates is my client, and I, my team, company, whatever it is, provided these services. It is false. You were not hired directly by Bill Gates. You were hired by a subcontractor. Now, there is nothing wrong with putting the company name on your resume. At least it's truthful, right? So, let me know what you think about this question of the week. It might be controversial on this position, I don't know. I would appreciate others' opinions on this matter. You can head over to the Business of Security Facebook page at facebook.com/bizsec, BIZSEC, and add your comments. Or you can email me at lawrence.snow@gmail.com or leave a voice message on the show's phone line, 781-369-5185. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.